What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Weapon Collective. My name's Jeff, and today I have a very cool video. I'm excited about this one. If you saw my most recent video, I did hint in that a special gun was coming in, one that I was very excited about, and it did. It arrived. So today we're going to feature that guy. And we're going to go over the other gun that I have from this company. And who is that? Well, it is none other than Infinity. And when it comes to gun building, there's Infinity and then there's everybody else. That's just the way I look at it. I mean, Infinity, what they do is it's just on a whole different level. It is the next evolution of gun building. It's art, and it is the craftsmanship, machining, everything is just next level. So if you happen to see my Cardinal Arms video where I was talking about Cardinal being the sister company of Optimum Manufacturing, I did make a huge mistake in that video. I did a correction in my next video, but just in case you saw the Cardinal but not that one, I want to correct the record again because I made a statement that Optimum made some parts for Infinity. Well, that is absolutely not the case. One of the special things about Infinity is that they make every single part in-house. So, I mean, we're talking down to the springs, the screws, every little detail that goes into one of their guns is made, and that gives them absolute quality control over everything. So, I just wanted to get that out there, and just for the people that may have not seen the follow-up video to that. But as I was saying, Infinity makes all their own parts, and they just make some really crazy guns. Now, it used to be that Infinity had the gun builder on their website, and you could go in, spec your gun out, and you could order that gun if there were slots available. Well, they quit doing that, I think, about 2 years ago, and now they just do drops. Like this month, they dropped 4 new guns, I believe, and there's slight changes that you can make to them, but you are no longer going in and just building the exact specific gun you want. Now, with that, there comes some really cool stuff because the gun that I'm going to show you today, both these guns I'm going to show you today are probably just nothing that I would ever even think of building. And that's how Infinity is. They are out of the box, but next level. So the first Infinity I ever got was this guy, and this is the Infinity IED. And I've shown this in other videos, and I've always kind of said, like, I love what this gun looks like. Aesthetically, this thing is gorgeous. But if I went on a gun builder, would this be what I spec'd out? Probably not. Like, it's not ported, but it does have a very cool sight tracker barrel in there. So if it did have a front sight post, which it doesn't, it would not move when the slide reciprocates. But I like that it doesn't have a front sight post. I have zero need for fixed iron sights. So I love that this thing just has that sleek look, but the color scheme is something that I find very aesthetically pleasing, but maybe not something that I would pick out. And that's not to say that I don't like it or wouldn't choose it. It's just different enough that I don't think I'd ever even like dream this up. But I'm not a machinist gun designer. This thing is one that I came across in a local gun shop. I was lucky enough to stumble upon an Infinity, which is a very rare circumstance to be in. So of course I wasn't gonna pass it up, but that was at Gallinson's down here in Salt Lake City. So I was very fortunate to pick this up, and it just has a lot of unique things. Like, I love the just patterns. Like, look at their optic screw. That is a very specific, unique, distinctly Infinity optic screw. It's freaking badass. And then just these little things, the checkering right here on the slide stop or on the mag release. The look of these screws, the grip screws. It's just crazy. I love it, everything about it. The machining is absolutely flawless. Just the precision in that it's nuts. So I know I'm fanboying out here, but infinities are just something very special. And the trigger is something unique as well. It has a very infinity feel. It is very light. I mean, let's get the trigger scale out and see what it comes in at, but I don't know. This thing, I don't know how much these can really be trusted. But we'll see where it is, right? Maybe it's not exactly, but relative to other guns, it should give us some metric that means something. So if you saw my last video, I used this, and like masterpiece arms were coming in at like 2 pounds. The honcho came in between like 2 and some change, 2 1/4, something like that. So light. Ooh, 1.83. That's probably about right. 1.27. 1.78. So yeah, I mean, it feels like a sub 2 pound, that's for sure. So let's see here. 1.53. So I don't know if it's if that is dead on accurate, but it's pretty close. So right around 1.5 to 2. I mean, it is crisp, light, and beautiful. So here's the reset. Just short, what you'd expect it to be an infinity. So obviously, if you know me, this has a Trijicon SRO and a Surefire X300. But one little sticking point with infinity. So couple actually, and they all have to do with the magazine, is I'm not even using infinity mags right here because I'll show you on this next gun, but they ship with one mag, which, come on, give us some more mags. But other than that, you get a gun like this that is just absolutely unique. It has a very specific color pattern theme going with it, you know, like I threw these light, the FDE light and red dot on here to try to match, and I spend time thinking about the aesthetics of this gun. And then this is the magazine that Infinity sends with the gun. A silver magazine. Like, I don't get that. I mean, it has their logo on there, which is, I like that part, but you put so much thought and detail into the aesthetic of the gun, and then give me a mag that doesn't match the gun at all. Like that, I don't get that one bit, honestly. I think that's very peculiar, because I don't know what they'd say. They'd say, hey, mags are maybe silver, but I don't like the look of that. So I don't use Infinity magazines. I have an Atlas mag that I put a Triarch gold base plate on. I mean, that matches better, but it's still silver. I don't like that. I'd rather use a black magazine, because the other thing, the way their mag wells work, you have a traditional mag like this Atlas magazine with a base plate on it. It won't fit. So you're limited to a magazine like this, but they're silver, and you have this gap here, which I'm not a huge fan of. I would much rather have a gun that the mag sits like this. No, none of the mag showing, just the base plate, and it fits in that mag well. So granted, I'm nitpicking, but a gun like this is meant to be nitpicked, in my opinion. I mean, everything about this is attention to detail. I just don't understand that aspect of it. It's weird. And kind of off-brand if you ask me, but I don't know. So anyway, this is the Infinity IED, and I've had that for a couple years. I got this one, and this guy is crazy. So this is the Infinity that just showed up today, and this is the Infinity Bone Crusher. So let's get this bad boy out. And what an amazing gun. But once again, the mag I just showed you is the mag that came with this gun. And I just don't get it. I don't know. Like, it should be either black or gold, something like that matches this mag well, or some aspect of this gun. Like there's no silver on this pistol. So I don't get it. And I guess there is a caveat I should include here. I didn't buy this gun from Infinity. So there is a chance that this magazine was swapped out for a different Infinity magazine, but I find that unlikely because my IED came with the same magazines. So I'm just saying. I'm going to put that one to bed, but let me know what you think in the comments. So back to this gun. It is obviously missing something to be a weapon collective gun. So let's fix that right now. This one, always a Type B. I have all these Surefires, and for some reason, when I started buying them, I was buying the Type U's, these universal ones, and I so badly regret it. Oh my gosh. Do I wish all of my Surefires were Type B's, which means you have this cross bolt. They are just such a better option. But whew, now we're talking. We got the Trijicon SRO and the Surefire X300, just like I like it. So let's take a closer look at this gun. And just first, we're going to get rid of that magazine, and we're going to go with this one. And personally, I think that looks better 100%, even though it's not Infinity parts. But okay, let's get to business here. Look at that. This is Infinity's Cheek Buster. And so they've done this on another gun, several other guns, I believe, but I know they did this on the gun Calvin's Cherry. And I was talking to my boy Momo Shoots. If anybody knows him, he has a Calvin's Cherry, and was talking about this Cheek Buster on there. And it's kind of like, I mean, it's just something that Infinity can do, but I'm telling you, if Staccato rolled out with this on the end of it, I would not be into it for some reason. But Infinity, just being the custom artistic craftsmen that they are, this works for some reason. And they are sharp, I will tell you that. These things would chew you up, and they are meant to. They actually, in their most recent drops, they just came out with one called the Super Goose that has another version of the Cheek Buster on it, which is just like little posts. And I think that one looks really slick. If you guys haven't seen these new drops, go to SVI Guns and check them out. SVIguns.com and check them out. They are bad A. So, got these little skulls all over it too. This is called the Bone Crusher, which is it's an apt name, I would say. But, you know, the more I look at this, so it is ported, has these reverse ports on it. Also, their sight tracker. But, I mean, look at the machining on this. That butts up against the Cheek Buster just flawlessly. And then simultaneously, you have that going on. But the more I look at this, it is very, very similar. I mean, this is essentially the same gun without the Cheek Buster on it. I mean, obviously some different aesthetics, different grip, but whew, it is such a cool gun. And the ported aspect is, I'm very interested to see how these ports feel. But same, you know, checkered pattern on the slide stop, on the mag release, same beautiful bolts or screws in the optic. That's not a big surprise. Same spur hammer and just different grip, but same mainspring housing and same magwell, same trigger, same slide shape, just different cuts in it. And I dig these little skulls running through here. And I really like the kind of texture and the aesthetic of the grip, especially with the two-tone, the gold running up the back. The only thing that is strange is this Infinity being kind of custom, and it just doesn't have a ambi thumb safety, which, okay, I never use that right thumb safety, but almost all my guns have them. I have some Nighthawks that don't, but I like the look just because it kind of looks like something is missing here, like it didn't get assembled right, you know, like just having that right thumb safety on there, I think makes it look more of a complete gun. When you do that and you can see these pins actually popping through, it looks like something's missing, but that's me. So anyway, let's see where this trigger is coming in. Once again, just nice take up. Ooh, this one might be lighter, folks. Like, I think it is. Let's see what the old Wheeler scale has to say about it. And I don't know what we were calling that, just a hair under 2. We got readings from 1.5 up to just over 2. So let's see where this bad boy. That's 1.10 or 1.11, 1 pound, 11 ounces. One pound, 4.7 ounces. One pound, 3.6 ounces. So it is coming in lighter. It feels it. That's legit. So maybe this is like 1.5, but sub 2 for sure. And man, this is cool. And so this video isn't going to be really lengthy. I'm going to go through the basic gun and then I'm going to wrap it, because tomorrow I'm going to the range to shoot a video and these bad boys are going to be in it. So stay tuned for that. It takes a little longer to get the range footage out, so you'll see this a couple days before you see the actual range footage. But man, I'm excited to shoot this, and I'll have both of these out there to compare how well these ports work, even though that's not going to be 100% fair, because that cheek buster, that's got to add some front end weight to keep that muzzle down. So the muzzle flip, I'm assuming on this is minimal, if anything. But it's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. I can't wait. Part of me is like, oh, you're going to shoot this beautiful gun? And hell yeah, I'm going to shoot this gun. So it is steel. This is a steel grip, steel frame, steel slide. Everything is just immaculately crafted. This thing is absolutely gorgeous. And I love these skulls. And Infinity has a very distinct, I've said that word a lot. So Infinity and distinct go together well. But even their artwork, like the way they brand themselves with all the cases, and they just have very distinct, it's a very modern, young, kind of punk, graffiti-esque kind of brand identity around it, around the artwork and the aesthetics that go along with the gun, as well as the names. It's very punk. It's cool. I dig it. And it might not be what you would assume if you just heard of Infinity and Strayer Voigt being one of the original OGs involved in kind of the creation of the double stack 1911. You'd think more Boomer and that kind of company, making more Nighthawk, if you would, like very, very well-crafted pistols, but more Boomer, fuddy, kind of that feel to it. Not at all. This is like cutting edge, young pulse of hip culture. Yeah, I mean, that's my take on it anyway, but who knows? So tomorrow, gonna go and take this to the range with the IED and run the hell out of them and see how they shoot. Fantastic, I'm assuming, but let's see. I know that one shoots well. Let's see how this thing stacks up with the ports and the cheek buster, and I am looking forward to it. So just know that by the time you see this video, it's gonna be a couple days before you see the follow-up range video. But this is the Infinity Bone Crusher, and please comment, like, share, and most importantly, subscribe. I'm Jeff for the Weapon Collective, reminding you, keep your weapons collected and keep collecting your weapons. I'll catch you next time.